Hey, how you doing? This is Dave. What I'm going to show you is why not to chase gap ups, and this is a perfect textbook example. What you're looking at is a 2-day, 1-hour chart of the ES. Let me get my pointer here. Okay, right here. This was Friday, where the market closed. Right here, this was Sunday night at 6 p.m. when the market opened. That's a heck of a gap for a Sunday night. That's crazy. I forget how many points it was. Well, we can measure it. Let's see. We closed down here around 11:10 and opened at 11:22. That's about, we gapped up about 12 points right at the open. So I can tell you what happened. A lot of people this morning jumped in here and chased this gap up and got caught long. Now, I'm going to show you why. If you'd have waited and been patient, you wouldn't have got caught in that mess. Let's go back to Thursday's close, or low rather, not the close, but the low on Thursday was 1103/4. So we draw from there to today. Today, Monday, today's high, 1129.5. That gives us a 50% retracement of 1115 and 13. So we're going to call that 1115.25. So we're almost, I don't want to use the word guaranteed because this is a stock market, and the only thing guaranteed in the stock market is that you'll lose money. But there's a very high probability that this is going to come back and touch that 50% line of 1115.25, which you can see it did. Okay. Now, after we made this high today, 1129.50, well, that was overnight, but it was Monday. It finally found support down here at 1120. This 1120 area right here. So what I did, I went up here to my high, 1129.5, the overnight high, and I drew down here to where we found support at 1120. That gave me my first downside target of 1117.76, so we'd call that 1118. And then what I did from there is just as we stopped moving down on 15-minute time bars, I would recalculate my downside targets and my overhead resistance. And that's how you come up with measured moves. But this right here is a textbook example of why you don't chase a gap up. Because we had a pivot down here at 11:10. I'm sorry, we had a gap from Friday down here at 11:10. We had a pivot right here somewhere around 11:11.75. Well, there's an 89% chance the pivot's going to get closed. There's a 98% chance the gap's going to get closed. So why in the heck would you jump in up here and start buying this? I'm going to tell you why. Because you got nervous. You thought the market was taking off, and you didn't want to get left behind. So many people do that. You've got to learn that there's always another trade, there's always another opportunity. If a market takes off and you don't get on, so what? Big deal. Get over it, you know. But I'll keep this in mind, 50% retracements. Y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.